What's up, good people? This is Isaiah. And as we look at the tape, we're talking about Shion Stellar Awakened. You know what I'm saying? And pretty simple to use. Now, first things first, before we get into that, his skills have in fact been buffed. Okay. And pretty much the skills that were buffed were, in fact, we'll pop inside of the notices here. And if we were to scroll down until we see Shion, where is he? Here we go. So he's had some skill adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Flash, Storm, and Dragon have all been modified. All right. Fire Cut has had, according to this at least, added a strength multiplier on his attacks, added strength increase on weak point effect, okay? So that's been added. Light shower, right? Added damage increase when target is poison effect. All right, so they've added some buffs to his skills here. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop on out of here and take a look at said skills. All right, so we're gonna go to ability here. Starting from the top, we have Fire Cut, right? Which actually I don't think has been modified. It probably did, actually. Fire type / attack, strength increase on weak point, right? Actually, I'm pretty sure that's new. You know what I mean? Because it would have made no sense around the time that Shion got released to have weak point ×3. You know what I mean? So just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay. Moving on. Light shower, which we know that's also been improved on. Okay. With the damage multiplier in this particular case. So slash attack on a single small and inflict poison ×3 and increase damage if target is inflicted with poison ×10. Alright, so basically increasing the amount of damage he does considerably. Alright. There's that. Ember Swallow here. This actually has been buffed. Fire type / attack on single ×2, medium ×5. Right. That M ×5, that's medium, I believe, in regards to strength, actually. Because that could be confusing. You're like, okay, ×2, M ×5, what exactly does that mean? I'm pretty sure that's in reference to strength. Okay. And deploy a slash zone. So if you need somebody to just, start that slash zone, there you go. He can do it with a skill. You know what I mean? Not bad. Not bad at all. Moving on to Adept Fencer. Scarlet Tenju. Okay. Fire type / attack on a single ×2. Large. And fire resistance down 50%. I'm pretty sure the down 50% is the additional buff that has been given here. I forget what it was before, but I'm pretty damn sure that's what it is. Anyway, and then the additional stuff would be like the user's katana equipped characters, damage 50% and fire type attack 50% for 3 turns, and then crit rate is up 100% 3 times, right? So that seems to be like the additional buff that was added here to him. Okay, and I believe the buff I'm talking about here, these are like without being Stellar Awakened. You know what I mean? These are just things that are just added to him base character here. All right. Moving on. It's overused Storm. Okay. Which is slash type. I guess this one didn't get any kind of buffs, actually. slash attack on a single. Physical resistance 25% down, 3 turns. Yeah, that one didn't get a buff at all. Phoenix Slash. That sounds like something like you would I can hear somebody saying. I don't know. I feel like in a different game somebody was actually calling this skill Phoenix Slash. Right. I don't know the game though. You know what I mean? It just seems like something that somebody would have been saying. Anyway, this particular skill, fire type / attack on a single enemy ×3, actually XL ×3. User speed up 30% for 3 turns, max 3 stacks. Okay. And then we have guaranteed critical and increased strength when used consecutively. So this would be like your AF skill. You know what I mean? And plus, I mean, I should say this could be an AF skill, but this most likely would be your AF skill because they're doing an additional, it's 3 hits. You know what I mean? So, moving on. It's a Ryu Dragon, alright? Again, another one of those skills that you would most likely use during an AF. Slash, attack on single enemy, XL, and power down. 30% and physical resistance down. 50% for 5 turns, which is incredible. And then we have here, uses power up 75% and grant increase skill hits by 1 effect. All right, 3 turns. Okay. So this is pretty much adding an additional hit to any skill. All right. So if a skill is hitting once, it's doing 2 hits. If, say, this skill's hitting 3, it's going to do 4. You know what I mean? So that's how that's working here. Not bad. All right. Moving on to his stellar abilities here. His enhanced ability, at battle start in front line, user gains increase skill hits by 1 for 3 turns. So pretty much making all of his skills, you know, hit 1 additional time. You know what I mean? And it's just happening just by being in the battle for the first 3 turns. So imagine that you pop this and you say it's a Ryu Dragon. All right. That's automatically going to do 2 hits. I don't know about when that second portion of that buff kicks in, though. You know, the add 1 additional hit to any skill if it's within the same skill. So let's say it's a Ryu on its own. Instead of doing 1 hit, it does 2. Okay. Because of that buff I just mentioned, and then you stack this on top of it, then it's a Ryu Dragon may do 3 hits, you know, first turn. Don't know. Gonna have to test. Okay. And so, something to be mindful of here. And then we have Itsuryu. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. You know what I mean? If target has fire resistance, inflict exposed fire until turn end. After fire type / attack on a single enemy, double XL times 40. Stack 1 heart blood on user until turn end. Strength down based on number of stacked heart bloods. So this is definitely the skill you would not use during another force, right? Because if you're just running through and just using this particular ability, you're actually dropping the amount of damage you could do because of the heart bloods being stacked. You know what I mean? So, just something to be mindful of. Now, in Stellar Burst, it seems to be a different story. You know, before attack, you can deploy a slash stance and does not stack heart blood. So, maybe we're doing outside of another force. Okay, this particular skill. But then also understand, like I said, I mean, if you did this first turn, not in another force, then the heart blood goes away as soon as the turn is over with. You know what I mean? You stack that on top of the fact that he's doing an additional hit in that first turn. So this is about to do 2 hits times 40. Okay. Because of the Stellar Awakened passive, if you will. Which ain't bad. You know what I mean? Definitely not bad. And that lasts for 3 turns. Okay. So not bad. Based on this alone, seems like an extremely simple character to use, just based on what I just read. Now, to test some of these things, it's called Itsuryu Dragon, which is this skill right here. I believe that's the one I'm looking at. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Itsuryu Dragon that grants, yeah, he grants that additional hits here. And then here, this is just finding out, is it going to be 3 hits or is it going to be 2? You know what I mean? So, I wish there was a way to turn off, like, passive abilities. I just don't need this passive. You know what I mean? That way it's easier to, like, follow. Alright. And we'll do this. We'll switch to someone who won't do any damage, like, that one there. And then we'll bring back Tetra in the back. Here. There we go. Again, this is really for the testing here. Into Ryu Dragon, so we're looking for 2 hits, but it might be 3. I can't even tell how many hits that was. May have been 2, may have been 3. What do we think? Was that 2 hits or 3? Because everything got stacked on top of one another. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like 2 hits. I could be wrong, but we still have the ability to do 1 additional hit. right? Chain boost here. So that's 2 hits, definitely. So, okay, not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. And like I mentioned before, as far as damage goes, or as far as like using him goes, I would think that you'll just want to use his Stellar Awakened ability, like I said, outside of another force. That way you don't start up those Heart Bloods. And then, of course, it's like, if you're going to be fighting outside of another force anyway, you might as well just keep using his Stellar Awakened ability. You know what I mean? Because the damage, you're going to be doing 2 hits at times 40 strength. You know what I mean? So let's go back to the tombs to showcase that real quick. And Stellar Awakened ability should do 2 hits. 2 hits. And again, like, those numbers are closely stacked with one another. And that was just on its own. What is that? 1 million? Which ain't bad. Assuming my numbers are right. Could be 12. Most likely 12. Let's see here. Yeah, 12 million. Nice. Not bad. So, 12 million in a single attack. There's no pain or poison or anything like that being applied here. He just has like speed related stuff on him. Things of that nature. Not bad. 2 hits. Okay. So, who would I build him with? Would be like the next best question here, especially if I'm just going to be doing things outside of another force, which, like I said, most likely what you'll want to do is that stellar skill is to be used out of, not in an AF, all right? Because like I said, those Heart Blood mechanic would actually drop the strength of his overall stellar ability. Okay. So how would I build him is the question here. So obviously I would stack him with someone like a Shiguri, right? Obviously, you know what I mean? Mainly because of Shiguri's ability to benefit, say, characters like him, like he's a katana user. All right. Where is he?
Going out
right,
for a stroll?
So, again, mainly using him to, like, buff, you know, him in this particular case. Now, who else could we use? All right. I was thinking about, in fact, because I cleared out my Arcadia team, I was thinking someone like Sazanka, actually. And the reason for this is I'm pretty damn sure her buffs benefit light users. You know what I mean? So if we open up her skill here, as you can see, this preemptive or this treatment, power and int down 35% on all enemies, and party power up 50 and int is up 50 and speed is up 50%, but the buff effect is increased for light allies times 2. All right, so that will greatly benefit pretty much the 3 characters I have on the board right now. Sazanka, Shiguri ES, which obviously if you all watch my last video, the faster Shiguri is, the higher likelihood of him actually dodging stuff, okay? And then of course, you know, the increase in damage, you know, coming from Sazanka obviously benefits Shion, you know what I mean? So that's that. And then of course, who to use after this here? That is the question. And honestly, I don't know. Let me see. Lingley?
Need a training partner?
Let me revisit her kit real quick, just to see if there's anything here that would actually benefit Shion. No, nothing there. This here, Fierce Goose Strike, really only benefits her in this particular case, because there's no other frontline fist allies on the board here. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's really nothing here. Blaze Fist, fire. Okay, Blaze Fist could be helpful, right? Fire type resistance down 50%. That could actually help in this particular case. So that would be useful. Okay. And let's see, strength increase based on number. Yeah, that doesn't help anybody. The wings stacked. No. Anything in the AF or Stellar Awakened ability, I should say. And the answer would be no. Again, these are all like things that would benefit her. All right, but again, that dropping that fire resistance would be beneficial because it would just allow him to focus primarily on Shion here doing damage. You know what I mean? That could work. Let me see. Who was the other? Where's... Wait, Shani. She's a shadow user. Renri? Let's see. What would Renri do here? Blaze up. This can be a buff. Actually, this would be bad because if you have Shigure ES in the party, he would give the katana users a link ability. And I believe if Renri or anyone else, you can't have two links at the same time. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. So this would be, no, never mind. So I was thinking either Renri or, where is she? Shani, is she a hammer user?
You need me.
Right.
You really need me?
If we look at this Faded Love here, okay, apply Thorn Wedge to user, single party, okay, and over critical. All right. This doesn't look like it would actually, it doesn't look like it gives a link, which is going to be interesting as far as like testing goes. So we will see what's going on here. Ideas worth testing, right? So this is a buff coming from Shani, which is fine. Over critical, he now has that. And if I were to turn around and give him this link here, and we'll do pretty much everything else. Faded Love here, and stick to that there. What I'm wanting to see if like if anything like changes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if what Shani just did is considered a link, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Doesn't look like it. Nope, doesn't look like it. So, okay. Not bad. Because if you look here, Shani stuff is still in play. Still has over critical here. And he still has the link coming from Shigure. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. And buff count increase for light allies. So I didn't even have to use this. I could have just used this. But this actually boosts power and speed. So thus making someone like Shigure much, much faster. You know what I mean? And then, like I mentioned before, we can just continue his stellar ability. You know, Shion's stellar ability here. Right? But I think pretty much keep everything as is. Ridiculous. Not bad. Now, one probably wonders how much damage, like again, if we were to look at his equipment here, he doesn't have anything that, like, there's no pain or poison, I believe, attached to him. Yeah, there's nothing pain or poison attached to him here at all. If anything, these are all here for Shigure. So we can actually switch some of this here. Power of Agony. We'll go for... There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Power of Pain. What just happened here? Oh, there we go. Power of Pain. We'll go for another Power of Pain. And then he's doing fire type damage. So we can use this here. Power of deadly blow. Why do I have these dormant ores on these abilities of his? Rose with thorns. No, we'll stick with power here. All right, and let's see how that would do. Actually, I'm curious about something because I know in Deidre's case, when using her manifest weapon, right, her blood cruelty, when used with manifest, is like a guaranteed thing to inflict pain. But if you remove it, that guarantee goes out the window, right? Meaning it's no longer there. So I'm curious to see if his skill changes. You know what I mean? So, not that it really matters, because I'm going to be using... Yeah, it doesn't actually matter now that I think about it, because I'm going to be using his Stellar Awakened ability here. Right, so let's see how this does here. Now, remember what's happening here. Shion, he has 2 additional hits. Okay, well, 1 additional hit, right? So his stellar ability is going to hit twice. If we give this link here, that's a 3rd attack. And then with what's her face here, Shani Alter, right? That's basically allowing him to do more damage with the overcritical. And this here is pretty much buffing him. Any of these skills would actually do, now that I think about it. Yeah, pretty much any of these skills would do. Yeah, looks like Sazonga was a great pick.
Train harder.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So we're at, yeah, we go well over it's 212 million. What he did by himself. You know what I mean? So, again, these are just ideas that I have in my head. Could we do more damage? Absolutely. We can easily go AF and not use his Stellar Awakened ability here. So, we'll do this right now, actually.
Take 2 after every meal.
Train harder.
We can see how much damage he's doing here. Right, with the overcritical and whatnot.
Train harder.
And because I didn't use his stellar ability here, I can use it now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Might as well use all of them, because why not? She's going to set a fire zone, but I wonder who's going to go first. You know what I mean?
Less talk, more fighting.
Somebody hit the damage cap. Wonder who it was. Nice.
Train harder.
There's that overcritical hidden damage cap. And not his traditional normal abilities. Alright, so my overall take on Shion, alright, on the surface he may seem underwhelming, but he's pretty, I guess you could say straightforward, like pretty easy to use, you know what I mean? As long as you leave like the buffing, debuffing, and healing and regaining MP and things like that to other members, and allow him to just focus on doing nothing but damage, it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I said, incredibly easy to use. I would think anyone who's been playing Another-Eden for any length of time most likely already has. They have some version of him, right? Making him something like you can use him in combat. You know what I mean? You can pair him. In fact, you can pair him with like Sukiya, also Stellar Awakened, right? Sukiya may actually, I don't know yet, but Sukiya might actually outdamage him. Maybe, we don't know yet. You know what I mean? So overall, I have no real issues with them. Like I said, incredibly simple to use. I mean, you don't need to, you don't need like a PhD to like, okay, what on earth does this skill mean? You know what I mean? Because there's so many moving parts to some people's skills. All right, so other than that, I mean, he has room in pretty much almost any party that needs to deal fire damage or even slash damage for that matter. All right, the additional hits definitely help as well. You know, Shion, Shiguri, Wazami, right? Just 3 people off the top of my head who would do multiple hits and things like that. Hell, you can even throw Aldo into the mix and give him the weapon he got from training in the dojo. You know, so anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and talk to you all later.